Chapter 5, The Grumpy Hero. Rustbridge was chaos. By the time Harry reached the outer perimeter, smoke blackened the sky and the faint thump of explosives echoed off the canyon walls. The city's defense systems, ancient, pieced together from long-retired mining colonies and forgotten border posts, were barely functional. Warning sirens warbled like drunk birds. Local patrol drones buzzed in useless loops overhead. The pirates had struck with precision, not to conquer, just to take what they could and leave fear behind. Harry parked the rover behind a collapsed awning and stepped into the heat of the city with rifle in hand. His boots crunched over broken polyglass and loose power cables. Fires flickered from market stalls. Panicked civilians ran in every direction. He moved fast, methodical. Old instincts returned like they'd never left. Cover, sightlines, choke points, check corners, keep moving. He found 2 militia volunteers pinned down behind an overturned produce hauler, blaster bolts ricocheting overhead. One of them barely looked old enough to vote. Harry dropped beside them and took a quick peek over the barrier. 3 pirates in the open. Sloppy formation. Overconfident. He adjusted his rifle sight and fired once. One dropped. The others scattered. But now they knew they were being hunted. Move left. Harry ordered the militia. Cover the alley. I'll draw them. They hesitated. Then the younger one nodded, eyes wide with awe. Are you? You're the human farmer. Not today, Harry said. Today I'm just faster than they are. He found Zara's shop 2 blocks deeper, its outer shielding scorched, windows blown in. Shells were overturned. Smoke lingered in the air, but no blood. Zara, he called out, sweeping the room with his rifle. Kaya! Silence. Then a sound from the back. He rushed through the corridor, past the storeroom, and found them. Zara was crouched against the far wall, a kitchen knife in one hand. Kaya clutched against her side. Her coat was torn, and a cut bled just above her temple, but her eyes were sharp. Harry lowered his weapon. You're both okay? Zara nodded, breath shaky. We hid when the first shots came. Kaya leapt up. I knew you'd come. I told her. Harry held a finger to his lips, then gently closed the rear access door. We're leaving. Now. Zara hesitated. What about the shop? He looked around, at the scorched displays, the shattered front wall, the shelves ransacked by looters or pirates. You can rebuild, but you can't do that if you're dead. She nodded once. Silent agreement. Kaya grabbed her bag in Zara's hand. Where are we going? My farm, Harry said. It's out of range. For now, it's safe. The ride to the dunes was fast and jarring, the rover shocks tested by every crater and ridge. Harry drove with one hand, rifle across his lap. Kaya sat between them, pressed close to her mother, face set with unusual silence. Only once did she whisper, You really are a hero. Harry grunted. Don't spread that rumor. When they arrived, Bucket was already at the gate, agitated. The creature chirped loudly as the rover pulled in, bounding in circles until Harry scooped it up with one hand. Zara looked around the greenhouse dome, the utility shack, the quiet perimeter. This is peaceful, she said softly. For now, Harry replied. Kaya ran straight into the greenhouse to check on her research station. Zara watched her go, then turned to him. Thank you. Harry shrugged. Didn't do much. Yes, you did. There was a pause, quiet and warm. Then Zara touched the bandage on her temple, wincing. Harry reached up instinctively to help, but stopped halfway, hand in the air between them. She met his eyes and stepped forward into his hand. Not a kiss. Not yet. Just that, her forehead against his palm, eyes closed, breath steadying. He lowered his head slightly, letting the silence say the rest. That night, he made a spare bed for Kaya inside the greenhouse, blankets tucked near a heat lamp, Bucket curled beside her. Zara sat at the edge of his porch, watching the stars rise. Harry joined her with 2 mugs of warm ration tea. I used to think this place was the edge of the universe, she said. The forgotten corner. Harry took a sip. That's what I liked about it. And now, he looked at her, at the thin trail of smoke still rising in the distance, at the girl asleep in his greenhouse, at the pet dozing by the door. I'm starting to think, he said. It's the center of something. She smiled. Kaya was right. The universe gave you to us. Harry shook his head. I think I gave myself. Chapter 6. Home found. The morning after the attack. The world was still. Harry stood beside the greenhouse, wiping ash from the glass panels. The sun cast a soft pink hue across the sand as the first wind of the day carried the scent of scorched metal and ozone. Rustbridge had survived, but not without scars. Over the past 2 days, Harry had driven back into the city, helping coordinate repairs, escorting medics, and distributing emergency rations from his own stores. The militia volunteers had started calling him Captain again. He hated it, but he didn't correct them. Zara and Kaya remained at the farm during those supply runs. Safe, out of reach, and for the first time in years, Harry wanted something to stay. That evening, Kaya returned from the greenhouse with a drawing. She handed it to him like it was a state document. Harry unfolded the paper, a grin twitching at the edge of his mouth. It was a crude but charming sketch of the three of them standing side by side in front of the greenhouse. He was tall and scowling, accurate. Zara looked serene, and Kaya was mid-jump with her arms flailing like wings. Bucket was there, too, with extra legs for good measure. Above their heads, Kaya had written in bold, uneven letters, "Our home," even if he grumbles about it. Harry looked at her. "You've been busy." Kaya shrugged. Had time to think. Zara came out from the shack, drying her hands. She glanced at the drawing, raised an eyebrow, and said nothing. Harry looked between them, the heat rising in his chest just a bit too fast for comfort. "I've been thinking, too," he said, "about making the guest room permanent." Kaya's eyes lit up. "You mean?" "I mean, if you want it, both of you, you're already here. I can reinforce the dome, expand the garden, maybe even install an indoor unit for her." Zara stepped forward, touching his arm gently. "Yes." He blinked. "What?" "Yes," she repeated. "We want to stay." Kaya hooped and flung her arms around his waist before he could brace for it. Harry laughed, an awkward, half-choked sound that surprised even him. The following weeks passed in quiet, steady increments. Harry reinforced the perimeter and installed new shielding. Zara helped organize trade routes from nearby settlements, her tidy nature making her a natural administrator. Kaya started a rooftop garden, claiming it was for science, though she spent more time drawing the dirt with Bucket. Sometimes at night, Harry and Zara sat together in the still air, watching the sky. They didn't speak much. They didn't need to. One evening, she leaned into his side and whispered, "You gave up the galaxy for this." Harry looked at her, then at Kaya sleeping nearby, curled up with Bucket under a heat lamp. "No," he said, "I found the part that mattered." Zara smiled softly, and in the desert silence of nowhere, where stars blinked quietly above the domes and dust, Harry Lutgert, grumpy, stubborn, once a soldier, let himself believe that maybe, just maybe, he'd finally come home.